Well, folks, this is my first video, and so I guess it's recording now. I'm going to turn on this light here so that you can see my face better. There we go. Now we got some light there on the subject. But anyway, I'm going to be trying to record a video each and every week for our Success Quest and Reciprocal Dynamics websites and channels. And so each week we're going to have a feature, and I'm going to be discussing an important point. Now, what I would like to mention to you right now is that better than these short videos, we have two series of webcasts. One is the Success Quest webcast, which deals with success topics of success motivation and that type of topic. Right now we're going through the science of getting rich in that particular series. And then on our Mind Mechanics series, we have a fantastic group of videos already which you need to listen to. The first one is guided meditation and teaches you how to do a guided meditation. And the second one is the guided meditation. And then we have several other broadcasts, including one on the paranormal, which I think you will find to be of extreme interest, because this is not just the same old thing that you will get anywhere. You see, we have cutting-edge information that virtually no one else has, and you won't get anywhere else, but you can get it here. Now, I'm used to doing audios, and so I'm not really used to doing videos yet at this point. I suppose we'll get better as we go along, but I think in order to draw attention to our excellent podcasts, we're going to be doing this at least one video per week from now on. Now, you can find us on my blog at successquest.name. That's successquest.name, or successquest.info is the website that goes with that. So we have the blog and the regular website, and then we have the Reciprocal Dynamics website, which is at reciprocaldynamicsinstitute.com. That's reciprocaldynamicsinstitute.com. Now, this week, I'm beginning a series of broadcasts into developing your psychic abilities. Yes, we're going to be teaching you how to develop your psychic abilities. And you know, there's been lots of TV shows, etc. You know, like The Sixth Sense, and movies like The Sixth Sense, and other programs dealing with, let me back up a little bit here, dealing with this subject. But Hollywood will give you one view, and reality will give you another view. Now, the ancient monks and ancient religions down through the ages have discouraged people from developing their psychic powers. Now, your psychic powers, my friends, are a natural ability, and they are activated through the pineal gland. And the pineal gland is what actually creates the ESP. But you see, ESP has been so little used for so long that the human race has almost forgotten about it, and it takes a concerted effort to get these powers back. Now, some spiritual disciplines teach that developing your psychic powers and developing your psychic abilities is not something that you should be doing. Rather, there's one book called The Master Key System, on which we have a series of podcasts on, which will be coming out somewhat later on our Success Quest channel. We ran it several years ago on our Ambassador for World Peace program, which we still have, by the way. And that program is at plainbibletruth.com. That's plainbibletruth.com. And you can find our Ambassador for World Peace podcast. Now, I don't generally advertise that particular one here. And I would like to mention that we are religious, or we are spiritual, but we're not religious. We're spiritual, but we're not religious. Now, many spiritual schools either disavow or say that it is not important for you to develop your psychic abilities. But actually, the real truth is that you need to develop your psychic abilities in tandem with the development of your multidimensional consciousness. They can go hand in hand. Now, most of the psychic powers are associated with the brain, but it's just another kind of input. It's just another kind of input. For example, let's just use this analogy real quick. Your sixth sense compared to your other five senses. Your other senses are like big, burly construction workers. And your sixth sense is like a small, emaciated, computer-like geek. Because of lack of use. Now, the Aborigines, for example, in Australia, make regular use of their psychic powers. They can use it to hunt game. They can use it to do all kinds of things. But one of the most amazing things that they do is that every once in a while, the elders of the Aborigines get together. And in the days before telephone and telegraph and all that stuff, in other words, before our age of instantaneous communication, they just knew that they were to head out. The leader of the clan knew that he was going to head out. And he knew where he was going, and he knew what he was doing. And how did he know this? Because of the psychic bond, what we would term today telepathy, because of the telepathy between his mind and the minds of the other elders. So they were able to arrange a meeting location and a time and a day, and they just all headed out from all different parts of Australia to the meeting. So that is how far your psychic powers can be developed. Now, when we talk about psychic powers, we're talking about telepathy, we're talking about remote viewing, we're talking about, what are the other ones? I can't remember some of the technical words for some of these. They have some new names for them. But for example, when you take an object and you get the vibrations from the object through what I call assimilation. Okay? Oh dear, I think it's called geomantry or something. But you can take an object, like a tennis shoe or a belt, or from somebody else who's a lost person. And the psychic with this skill can tune into the person's frequency by holding the object in their hand and concentrating on it with their mind, and then with that, then they can sometimes get an idea where they're at. Okay? So in order for us to develop our psychic skills, we need to begin with some of the basics, which is what I've already told you about. You need to look at our podcast series, our Mind Mechanics podcast series, and begin your regular meditations. And as you begin your regular meditations and you develop what I call the multidimensional consciousness, then your psychic powers will begin to kick in. But I'm going to give you some suggestions and some exercises for you to go through in that series. And I have no idea how many installments we're going to have, but we're going to be covering everything from remote viewing to, to telepathy to being able to read minds and psychokinesis, and you name it, and we're going to be covering it during this series of podcasts. And so I want you to pay specific attention in the upcoming weeks, because as you develop your sixth sense, which is basically controlled through your pineal gland, that will begin to activate your multidimensional consciousness. And then the real fun starts. The real fun starts. So anyway, that's just a brief introduction and a brief discussion on what our upcoming webcast series is going to be like. Now, each and every week, I'm going to be bringing you one or two YouTube videos to supplement what is on the websites and to supplement what is in the podcasts, because I have a lot of information that I can convey to you, and I have a lot that I can teach you. You know, there's an old saying that says, when the student is ready, the teacher shall appear. Well, my friends, if you're watching me now, I've appeared for you, and now you can, if you so desire, become a student, and we're not going to be charging you anything to become a student. These spiritual lessons are going to be free of charge, because our goal is to raise the consciousness level of the human race. Okay then, well, I guess that'll just about do it. I see we're at 13 minutes, and the maximum I'm allowed is 15. So until next week, this is M. John Allen saying goodbye, everybody. And if I can just get my mouse here to behave. I've been having trouble with this mouse. It doesn't want to behave ever since I've moved this computer. Okay, there it is.